Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have news to share about American consumers who are receiving just shocking tariff bills. And the economy is still seizing up, even though Trump caved and reduced his China tariffs. And they're not as low as we think they are. So I'm going to get into all of that, all of these details. But before I do, please do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button below this video. It's free for you, it helps the show more than you know. I really appreciate it. I also really, truly appreciate everyone who helps out with donations for the show, whether on or off of YouTube. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So more bad news to share about Donald Trump's failing economy and the stock market. The stock market is again dropping. Stock futures were down on Sunday evening because of the fact that Moody's Analytics downgraded the United States credit rating. That continued into this morning. So, as some of you may have heard, Moody's dropped the US from a triple A rating to an AA1 rating. So, to be fair, this isn't just because of Trump alone. I mean, in his first 4 years in office, he did massively increase the deficit more than Obama did, even over an 8 year period. And remember, Obama had to throw a bunch of money at the problem of the 2008 crisis. So, for him to outdo Obama's 8 years in just four was quite a feat. But the debt, to be fair, as I said, has been increasing in every administration. So Moody's cited the amount of debt. They also cited the size of the interest payments, and they said they expect an increase in the US debt over the next 10 years, which we're seeing, right? I mean, the Republicans, as I speak, are working on passing Trump's big, beautiful bill, which is going to just skyrocket the national debt. So none of this is good news. And Trump and his Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, are threatening to increase tariffs again. They're threatening to increase them even more. So that will undoubtedly spook the market as well. So consumer sentiment fell for the fifth month in a row. I heard somewhere that it was like the second lowest ever on record. And this is the according to University of Michigan, this is the fifth decrease in, fifth consecutive month where it has fallen. It was 52.2% in April, and it dropped to 50.8 in May. So Americans are feeling less and less confident in the US economy, and for good reason. The Washington Post went out and they were speaking with consumers who are getting hit with steep tariff fees. So a Texas man named Ben, he purchased a $183 item because some of the materials are made, some of the materials for this, like the whole product isn't from China, but some of the materials that went into the product are made in China. So Ben got charged an additional $137.42 to cover the tariff. And people are posting videos of stuff like this online. Of these huge unexpected tariff bills. So one woman posted that she was hit with a $1,700 tariff fee when she ordered clothing from Australia. So she was like, I don't need it that bad. So she sent it back. Another woman, her name is Samantha, she was going to be charged $213 of a tariff fee on top of a $134 purchase for two shirts. So $134 purchase, and she gets hit with $213 just to ship it. Unreal. And then Walmart, I'm sure you guys have all heard this, they just announced they're going to be raising prices soon to cover the tariff costs. Trump is not happy. He wants this, in the dark where people don't see it, and, nobody is aware of all the carnage that he's caused. And so in a social media post, this was on his failing social media site, he said Walmart and these other companies should just eat the costs. They should just eat the tariffs. I mean, consumers have already started scaling back even before a lot of these price hikes have hit. But it had been increasing. Like the people were out buying in anticipation of Trump's tariffs. So in March, we saw 1.7% increase in purchases and consumer spending. But in April, after the tariffs hit, that fell to 0.1%. So, everybody rushed out. They made these purchases prior to Trump's so-called Liberation Day. And now everybody seems to be waiting for the dust to settle. I would imagine spending for May is either going to be the same or worse than April. And as I've been sharing with you guys, small businesses are bearing the brunt of all of this, of Trump's tariff fiasco. So a man named Bobby, I think it's pronounced Javahari. Anyway, he owns I apologize to him for mispronouncing it, but anyway, he owns a small appliance business. They import 100% of their products from China. Prior to Trump's tariffs, he said that he would have paid a couple $100 in shipment costs. Now, 2 weeks ago, Javeri, or however you pronounce it, he received orders with a $9,000 tariff, and the other order was a $21,000 tariff fee. That's on top of the price of his products. So that was when the tariffs were 145%. But even at a rate of 30%, Javeri told CBS News, it's still not cheap. And he said, quote, people need to understand that when you have a very low margin business, it makes it almost impossible to do business. So sadly, this man says he doesn't think he's going to make any profit this year. He's hoping to just stay in business. He's hoping to just keep his head above water so that he's not out of business before the end of this year. And then the Wall Street Journal went out. They spoke with small business owners as well. They heard similar situations, similar dire circumstances. So one of these people is a man named Scott Anderson. He said he's almost out of inventory because he hasn't ordered any because of the tariff fees. And he said he had to let go of 7 employees already just this year. So not even a full 5 months into the year, he's had to say goodbye to 7 employees. And he told the Journal, quote, nobody in power seems to care about small business. At this point, the only option I see is selling out the rest of what we have and shutting our doors. So tell me again how Donald Trump's making America great. Another company, this is owned by a man named Joe Bissonette, he lost 1 employee this year, and he had to cut his production of his products in half. Bissonette said that he was hoping to self-fund his business, but now he's looking for investors. And a company that makes watches and other related products, they received an $8,752 tariff fee tacked onto an order for only $5,649 in merchandise. So these tariff fees are more than doubling the cost of these products for them. One of the owners told the Journal, quote, I wanted to throw up. An item that would have cost me $4 2 months ago, now it costs me $7.92. Our margins have evaporated and gone into the negative. Alfred Mai is the co-owner of a company called ASM Games, and he said that he has had to now use his company's credit line. He's also liquidated his personal bonds and money market accounts just to cover tariff fees for a holiday order that he has to place in the coming weeks. Because if they don't place it now, they won't have the products in time because of manufacturing time and then the shipping time. So Mai said, quote, I am essentially paralyzed. Do I pay the tariffs to get inventory in, or do I run out of inventory? This is what small businesses are facing. They don't know what to do, and they're going to be going out of business left and right. Bloomberg News also went out and spoke with struggling business owners, and they, again, heard similar stories from small and mid-sized companies. So a guy named Dan Turner, he sells hydraulics, and after Trump reduced the Chinese tariffs, he said, quote, I thought I was going to lose an arm and a leg, and today I found out I am only losing two fingers. So instead of $80,000 in tariff fees, he is now paying $30,000. Still huge. Mountain racing products, they have also been hit hard because of not just the blanket tariffs, but because of the 25% aluminum and steel tariffs on top of the 10% import duties from Taiwan. And the owner told Bloomberg, quote, we have only let go of 5 people in the history of the company tied to changing economic times. 3 of those have happened in the past few months. It is definitely one of the most challenging times I have seen in this business in the last 30 years. He also took out a line of credit, and he also had to cut the pay for his managers. And here's the thing. According to CNBC, because of the multiple tariffs that are still in place, it's kind of obfuscating, it's kind of hiding how much the tariffs actually are. Chinese tariffs, they're saying, actually range between 40 and 70%, not the 30% everyone's talking about. So here's how they explained it. Quote, the layering of existing 17.6% tariffs and Section 301 tariffs related to unfair trade practices of 25%, with the 30% in tariffs on Chinese goods not included in the pause, 20% fentanyl related tariffs, and 10% reciprocal tariffs. And they gave some examples. So they said women's bathing suits from China face a tariff of 54.9%. Here's how they break this down: 24.9% for most favored nation, plus fentanyl and reciprocal tariffs. So Trump has effectively imposed the largest tax hike in America in decades. Since, the whole Smoot-Hawley thing, since the Great Depression, since that era. And for what? I mean, according to a Morning Consult poll, the only thing that Trump has achieved is to make China more powerful and more popular. So for those on the podcast, they titled their related article, Make China Great Again: How U.S. Retrenchment Benefits Beijing. So we are just helping to make China better. So in this article, Morning Consult wrote, quote, per our daily data tracking public favorability toward China and the United States in 41 countries, China's global standing has now eclipsed that of the United States. Beijing's leg up over Washington, which began in early March, is largely attributable to America's plummeting reputation over 2025, which has seen global favorability of the United States fall far faster than fervor for China has risen. So only 13 countries are now saying that they favor and agree with the United States over China. That's according to their polling data. So that is the only thing we've achieved. We've achieved taxes, unbelievably high taxes on American consumers, and we have made China more popular in the world. Like, people see them now as the superpower, as the ones that can be counted on, and the ones that are more stable. A communist country that is literally killing people, that is literally snatching people off the streets and throwing them in these prison camps, the Uyghurs, because of their religion, most never to be seen or heard from again. So that's who we're now lower in the eyes of the world, of the globe, of every country on the globe. Out of every country, only 13 go, yeah, I think US. They're doing it right. They're doing a good job. I didn't look at all the details of this report, but I guarantee you it's probably other nations that we would want nothing to do with, or Trump wants something to do with them, but most people would not. So, in less than 5 months in office, Donald Trump has destroyed the economy of the US, and he has destroyed our standing in the world. It's unreal. It is absolutely unreal that he could do this much damage in this short a period of time. I mean, if anybody could do it, it would be Donald Trump, because he's that much of a screw up. He's that much of a failure. I mean, this is a guy who bankrupted and destroyed a casino when the house always wins. So there you go. What else would you expect? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.